That's a good one. That's a good one. Oh, God, it's a toad, son. It's a toad, dude.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day.
Welcome back to Fishing Friday Live. I guess I'll just sing the intro.
Sing a song. sing the intro. Trey.
I'll tell you what, the wheels on the bus are going round and round and round. Here we go. Fishing Friday Live is back. Ben and Pete are at their houses. I'm in the talk right now, and it's a good Friday night. We got a couple derbies fishing this weekend. But before we get into all this menagerie that we love to talk about, what's up, Tim? What up, Tim? Head on over and check out all the sponsors that we always shout out on our recorded episodes and show those guys some love. You can use the code the OneCast at OneCast Fishing, and you can use the code the OneCast at CarolinaWatersNC.com. Get all of your snagless jigs, get all your UPF gear from Carolina Waters. Use that link that we give you to go to Hobie Eyewear. I just sent that link to somebody today. They ordered some glasses, so I'm gonna save like 15%. Get those floating frames, and then head on over and download the Deep Dive app and break that body of water down and get those starting points. We're gonna use it tomorrow for sure, and then move to Central North Carolina. See our good buddy and friend Uncle Terry Carpenter T at hpw.com, licensed real estate agent in Central North Carolina. He's a bass fisherman. He's going to get you squared away with what you're looking for. All right. Fishing Friday Live.
Fishing Friday Live.
Yeah.
What's up, boys?
Fishing live on Friday.
Fishing live on Friday.
No, what's going on, Ben?
Working, talking fishing.
Ben, what are your hours of operation?
All day, every day.
24/7.
No. Usually, when I'm super motivated, usually I get up and try to go to the gym and stuff. So I usually don't get to work till like Army time, like 9:30, 9:30, 10 is when I really.
He said Army time.
Yeah. You know, and when I have a lot of orders
Army
going
were
out,
you in?
well, you know how it is.
Yeah.
PT gym in the morning, so I get up, go to gym.
Mandatory now.
Yeah, exactly. So, but like when I have a lot of orders going out and I'm running a bunch of ads and stuff, like sometimes that takes an hour or an hour and a half to do like 40 orders or something. So then you get started later in the day, but but then I'll work. I don't mind like working in the evening on some stuff like this. I listen to YouTube and chill out and relax.
Yeah. What about you, Pete? How's work been?
Busy, man.
Busy.
Busy.
How many people jobs did you have to fill in for now?
I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah, they're still in the restructuring phase.
Yeah,
that's why it's been so busy. What's up, old man? My old man watching.
Pete Shandrick Jr.? Why is he Junior?
Because him and his dad were both Peter P. Shandrick.
Oh, so you're Pete Shandrick the third.
No, I'm nothing because I have a different middle name.
Oh, Peter Pete Shandrick. Oh man. Well,
but no, it's just been busy,
Yep.
Kicking, I had to drop off. We have a really good episode coming out next week, and I was like only on for the first 20 minutes and had a bunch of stuff going on. I had to drop, which sucked, but
yeah, Thursday we got Andrew Loberg with his rookie season recap.
Yeah, you guys should definitely check that out. Like Ben said, drops at around noonish next Thursday.
Go back on Spotify or podcast, whatever you guys use, and go check out the first episode with Andrew. That was probably back in July.
Yeah,
and that was really his story. That was his story of how he got into bass fishing and going from college and going from California to becoming an elite angler. And we didn't really talk too much about the season, so that's why we brought him back. So if you haven't seen that first one or listened to it, because I know we got folks on here who only listen to live and they don't necessarily go watch or listen to the our good stuff.
Yeah, it's a good listen if you're at the gym. It'll get you pumped up. I don't know how people listen to honestly, dude. Like, I don't know how people listen to podcasts while they're working out. Like, I have to have. I can't do it. I can't say I shouldn't say I can't. I should say that I don't want to do it because it doesn't hype me up and stuff like that. So, but
there's sometimes when I'm doing cardio, I might listen to a podcast or a YouTube video or something. But
yeah, maybe if I'm doing like an 18-minute mile, you know, which I can't even tell you the last time I actually went for a run. It's pretty pathetic. I need to get back into it. Luckily I can do it on my own accord, so I'm happy about that. But before we jumped on here for Fishing Friday Live, we had some different topics and stuff we were going to talk about. But Pete brought something up at the very beginning, and I think that would be a fun topic to start off with, Pete, if you're ready to talk about that one.
Yeah, I got to do something real quick. Chelsea's out. I just got to send her a picture, something real quick. So if you want to start, you can. Is it the RB thing?
Yeah, but I'll wait for you to get back. That way you can jump in on this. So.
I need 30 seconds.
30 seconds. What's a hand and arm signal for 30 seconds, Ben? It's like this. Yeah, 30 seconds. But yeah, so for those listening, Pete and I are fishing a tournament tomorrow. So I was out on the lake today, just kind of looking around. I had it was terrible. Not gonna lie, but I was doing some different things. We're still in that fall transition phase, but you know, there's definitely some patterns and stuff going on. So I love fishing this time of year, man. Like, it's one of my favorite times. It was nice and cold this morning, and then gonna fish another tournament on Sunday, and that should wrap the weekend up for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you wanted to talk about something. I don't know all the details on it, but I definitely will probably have an opinion.
Let's talk about our boy Randy Blackett. So old Randers, you know, who talks about cheating and how forward-facing sonar is cheating and everybody uses a cheater, got disqualified from a Toyota Series for cheating because he called somebody because his fish went away. Called somebody and asked specifically for waypoints and information on where fish were. And then got turned in for doing it and was disqualified from the tournament, and then went on. He's got a couple YouTube videos out where he rants, called the dude a scumbag for turning him in, and all kinds of stuff. So it got real good, but Ben made the funny comment, and I'll let him make it. But
I just said, you know, the angler who complains about the cheating box gets caught cheating the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, he doesn't like technologically cheating, but it's okay to cheat old school.
Well, I guess it's okay if you put waypoints on a SIM card and transfer them over. I guess that's fine.
Yeah. If you don't know that it's done, I guess. But yeah, so that came out, and you know, I don't listen to a lot of what old Slick Johnson has to say. No offense to him, I just don't like the way he presents information. But he knows the guy personally that Randy called because it's down there on around his home lake, and he talked to the dude. He was like, "Yeah, I waited all night and to the next day and decided I have to do something." And so he called and turned in, and then Randy called him a scumbag for doing it. And I was like, how are you going to call somebody a scumbag for doing the right thing, bro? You're the scumbag for putting somebody who you know in that position. But you know, it was pretty funny. It didn't really blow up in the fishing world because nobody, to be honest, Randy's pretty irrelevant outside of his little clan of anti-forward facing sonar folks. Which he has a good following. He's built on the negativity there, but yeah, it was just something funny I wanted to bring up if folks hadn't heard about it yet.
I'll tell you what, man, what's up, Mike Johns? He said, what's up, LT 4/5 and future bum? That's me. I'm a future bum. I kind of feel like I've been a bum, but anyways, I'm not going to be as much of a bum as you, Mike, but you know, the last couple years, man, have been just riddled with what I would consider integrity violations, right? That's really what it boils down to, because the sport of bass fishing, if you call it that, really it should be a bunch of gentlemen's rules. And, you know, there's a lot of changes going on. We're going to talk about some of those changes, but right then, that delegitimize like every single thing that he's ever said, man. Like, that's just the pot calling the kettle black. And I'm glad that person had the integrity and wasn't scared of any sort of like political ramifications or anything like that to go ahead and turn him in. And he should have done it to anybody, but it just happened to be him. So, sucks. I got a sticker right here that says sucks to suck, but it really does suck to suck, man. Like, you got caught and now you pay the consequences for it. And I hate that when people don't take ownership of their crap. For the changes, though, kind of to segue into, the information rule deal and stuff, if you guys kind of rewind back a little bit, if you remember at the beginning, I think it was the end of the Elite Series season last year, they made a proposal to reduce the no information rule time limit, right? Like when you look at when the Elite Series schedule is published, that's when the no information rule goes into effect for those guys. But there was overlap with the opens and stuff. And so they wanted to change some rules, but the anglers, from my understanding, were extremely adamant about that. And they wanted to keep the rule like, hey, as soon as the schedule is published, like, boom, no. So that was an angler driven thing.
Yeah, and this is some more background on that. So that's because 2 years ago, in 2023, when they were wrapping up that first EQ season, you had 2 or 3 lakes on there that was going to be in last year's Bassmaster Elites, and they had already published that. But the opens hadn't wrapped up yet, so all those anglers going to the opens had different rules. And they could get information up to a certain amount of time, and you can trade waypoints back and forth. They were actually on the water, obviously, because it was a Bassmaster event. And we know last year all those rookies came in and spanked, and so a bunch of guys got upset, blaming it on the information from the opens. Which, okay, whatever, that's not true, but that's just an excuse. So yeah, they tightened the rule up. And they wanted to enforce it more. The anglers wanted that, and it has come around and bit a lot of them.
So and so like,
hold on, Mike, we'll talk about that in a minute. I just wanted to let him know that I saw his comment. Go ahead.
Yeah. So Bass proposed those changes. The anglers didn't want it. We've seen this year has been riddled with disqualifications and some fines and stuff. An angler was recently fined by Bass for an information rule violation. On the flip side of that, and I know this doesn't have anything to do with Bass's rules, but the NPFL did make a rule change to the information deal, and they published it on their website. If you guys haven't went to their website, go to the nationalprofessionalfishingleague.com and check out the publications that they have. Ken Duke is their communications guy. But now the NPFL going into 2026, those anglers can receive information up until 30 days before the start of official practice, right? And, Pete said it years ago. Gosh, it's been years. It's like Bass is doing exactly what you said years ago. Hold people to the standard, make it black and white. If somebody, fails a poly or whatever, hold them accountable and hold them all accountable across the board.
Mike Johns, what do you mean? Like, which information rule? Like Bass's information rule, or just information rules in general? I'll go first. How do I feel about information rules? I think they're the dumbest thing they've ever done in bass 100%. Fishing. Everything is available at everybody. I understand back in the day, the reason for them, information wasn't as readily available. There wasn't as much instant interaction with people via social media where you can accidentally have somebody post something and it be used against you. There's a whole bunch of things now that make it irrelevant, and I think it's dumb. However, I will caveat to that if you're going to have it, you need to enforce it like Bass has. Right. And it's got to be across the board. I don't agree with a single one of the folks that were DQ'd from a tournament this year for violating it or lost weight for a day, whatever they did. I don't agree with a single one of them, but at least it was across the board. It was the same for everybody that was caught. So personally, I think the NPFL is probably taking the right approach. Get information, talk to the fans up to 30 days before. So you're technically not getting the most relevant, up-to-date information. And it just helps police from you jumping in a boat with a guide the week before the tournament and going out there and spending time on a lake with somebody that's got 100,000 hours a year out there because all they do is guide on the lake. So, I think that's the happy medium, right? Like up till 30 days before official practice starts, you can get whatever information you want. Yeah, you're absolutely right too, Mike. Like you get information on Thursday and by Monday that info might not be good. You're 1,000% right. But if that info is 40,000 brush piles on Lake Lanier, then that information, yeah, sure, I can get it before. But if he tells me these are the ones that are good this time of year, then it's it lessens the curve. Or the week before there's a significant weather change and you can get information on how the fish react that isn't readily available on YouTube or something. Like I get it. It still makes you go out there and figure out the lake at the time of the tournament. You can just get information to help lessen that learning curve up until a month beforehand.
This is where the information rule look like, guys, now doc talk, like Mike said, like it could be bad. Just talking to guys at the gas station, at shows and tackle shops, that I don't think is that important. Now, where the information rule can be very advantageous to anglers is that if you go, your buddy gives you every single brush pile on a lake, every single rock pile, like someone who's been on that lake, your buddy who's fished it for 30 years, and you got it and it turns out to be a brush pile event. Well, you got 40,000 of them marked. You don't have to spend your time graphing for them.
Yep.
You can just go out there and see which ones are active. Yeah. So that is I think it's such a hard rule. I mean, obviously we know it's a hard rule to police. The 30 days makes sense in a lot of ways because you can't be on the lake outside 30. Like you can be on the lake outside 30 days on all these in any organization except for the Classic. Once that one comes out, you can't be on it, I think. So there's people can go out there themselves and mark all the same stuff, but that's time and effort.
Yeah. I go ahead, Trey.
Oh, I was just saying, like, I like what the NPFL is doing for this reason right here. Yeah, you can get all 40,000 waypoints on brush piles. You can get all the rock piles. You can get all the whatever. But at the end of the day, you still got to go out there and see if the fish are even there, right? And then you got to be able to figure out if fish are there, if you're on the right caliber of fish. And let's be honest, most of our lakes, and especially most of the lakes that a lot of the major organizations go to, like everybody knows for the most part all of the community, almost everything is a community hole now, right? So I'm not saying that somebody can't give somebody a sneak deal,
but not if you're not a local. That's the thing,
right?
If you're not a local,
you'll know the big community holes where you see 15 boats on it when you go by. But
yeah, exactly. But like you're practicing for 3 or 4 days if you don't pre-practice. Like
some of those sneaky community spots where there's a pile of tires, where there's some brush pile that the locals know about, but nobody else really knows about. That's where you can get down.
More importantly, right? It's just not having all that stuff identified to go look at beforehand. But like as tournaments change, and let's say you're fishing rock piles or something, but you look over and there's a piece of standing timber, and there's a big fish on it. You catch it. That clues you in on something. Well, if you got 20,000 pieces of standing timber marked, like now in the tournament, you can run all that stuff and you don't have to go actually scan for it.
That's true. I will
Just
agree with
cuts down
that.
some of that research time when you're on the
Yep.
lake.
But
like you said, you still have to look. That's why I think the 30 days is the medium, because I can get all the waypoints and information I want up until 30 days. But I still, at the time of official practice, got to go figure out, are they on the brush? Are they on the rocks? Are they on the bank? Are they on the grass? I still have to go look at all of that. So it doesn't impact the way I practice outside of now. I'm not just mindlessly scanning areas hoping there's a brush pile there. Now I can specifically run to areas and look at those high percentage areas to see if the fish are holding there. So and anybody can do it, right? Like anybody can. I think Fish Chips is about to explode because you can go on there and buy. Like I'm gonna start selling waypoints on lakes if you live on one, right? Like because all them guys now can go buy that information.
Yep. Well, and so first of all, having 30 days is a hell of a lot easier to police than like the Elite Series, right? Some of those tournaments aren't for like over a year after they publish the schedule.
That's where Scott got in trouble. I think he about the Passotank, if I remember the story right, like he had called somebody like in September of last year, a year ago.
Well, no, what got Scott was he was talking about a connecting body of water.
Well, so yes, but he called back in September. I don't think they had published all the bodies of water. So that's why he was asking about stuff down south of the Passotank area and up north. But it ended up being almost the entire east coast of North Carolina.
Yeah, good luck with that one.
So,
yeah.
But he did end up asking about tournament waters, even though he didn't think he was. But
yeah. But I just look at it like from a policing standpoint. You guys talked about it, right? Elite Series event, like some of them are well over a year after the schedule's published. Frankly, that is so difficult to even like you're just saying I can't have a conversation with nobody for over a year about a certain body of water. That's ridiculous. I think the way that the NPFL is doing it, and they wrote it in their post, like it's going to help with their angler engagement. It's going to help them stay connected with the communities when they go to places for pre-practice. Are some people going to take advantage of it and want to get the answers to the test? Sure. But we all know that friend in high school that gave you the answers to the test and that person didn't study and that person failed that test, right? So that stuff can work against you. And I would hope that most professional anglers would want to break down that body of water by themselves, figure out the deal, because they're already working together as teams, as a lot of them are working together as teams as it is. So I think some people are going to benefit from it, but I think some people are going to, it's going to hurt some people too. I really do. Because there's nothing saying that somebody out there can't give you bad information, right? Or misinformation, straight up lie to you. And then you're steering down the wrong direction and you have no idea what the heck's going on. So Jeff Horner said, people, go ahead, Pete.
I think that's why most of the folks you're going to see are going to be smart about the information that they do gather. They're going to want
100%
brush pile locations, rock pile, those things, so they don't have to run around the lake and scan 100,000 acres trying to find it. They're not necessarily going to say what color bait that time of year, or how do you usually catch them in April, or because that changes minute to minute sometimes. So
right,
but. And that I think the 30 days, the reason it won't hurt as many people is because that'll cut some of the doc talk out. But I would hope at that level, all those guys understand 30 days is a lifetime.
In having 30 days, that prevents someone who knows somebody on the lake. Like, where's the herring spawn going off right now? Like, which section? Which section's a shad spawn?
Yeah, that's gonna suck too, because everyone's gonna go to that same spot.
Everyone's gonna know about it.
Yeah.
If it was up to me, I would write the rule, say you can't actively solicit information. You can't purchase information. You can't have a quid pro quo.
Yeah.
Because someone DMing you out of the blue, someone coming up to you at a gas station, talking at a tackle shop, that's just normal fishing talk.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
When you start buying waypoints, asking for I would write it, no soliciting waypoints whatsoever.
Well, we'll see what it looks like this. I mean, they the NPFL is pretty good about listening to the anglers, and but they're also not opposed to making organizational changes. based on what's best for the NPFL either. So, I'm sure that they're going to measure, how this looks in 2026, and, they very well could reverse it. But I'm curious to see it, man. It's the first time. Well, I don't know how Bass used to do it and how FLW used to do it, but I can tell you that anglers been getting information since the beginning of getting information, so now it's just going to be, I think it's going to be easier for them to police. And like when they poly somebody, hey, within the last 30 days, did you get information from anybody? Instead of, hey, 380 days ago, did you have a conversation at a gas station about the St. Lawrence River or something? Like that's just ridiculous. So, but yeah, so yep, 2026 within 30 days of official practice, or you can get information, they can get information. So I think it's interesting. I'm curious to see what happens. So, what's up?
NPFL also came out with their schedule. I don't know if we want to talk about that at all.
Yeah, before we talk about that, like there was some other big news, and I forgot until Mike Johns posted it. But I'm sure if you follow fishing, you remember there was a fatal crash on Smith Lake a few months back involving an MLF angler. I think it was in April when that happened. But they officially indicted him today on reckless manslaughter, 2 counts of first-degree assault, reckless operation of a vehicle, failure to follow boating rules, and boating without a boater safety certification. So he is right now been released on a $115,000 bond. My guess is Flint Davis is going to be made an example of, and it's going to be a hard one to beat. So hopefully he's able to. April 16th, like I said. Hopefully he's able to get through that without jail time or anything. But it's a hard lesson to learn, and it's something we all need to pay attention to. And it's why I still stand behind. I think these major tournament series should limit boats to 150 horsepower motors, and there's no reason dudes need to be running 80 miles an hour around these lakes at first light. There's absolutely no reason for it, because this is going to happen more. There's more people on the water now than ever. Kayaks, people, wake boats, wakeboarding, paddle boarding. We see it all the time on our lakes. We had a young girl killed just a few months ago on Sharon Harris by somebody irresponsibly boating. It wasn't a bass boat or an angler, somebody in a wake boat, but running irresponsible under the influence, unfortunately. And they're making an example out of him and the person that owned the boat, who wasn't the one that was operating it, but was on the boat and allowed him to operate their boat while he was intoxicated, that led to serious injuries and death. So, it's sad either way, Mike. I have a feeling, they're going to attempt to make an example out of that young man, and I hate it for him. I don't know. Really I'm pretty opinionated usually. I really don't know how to feel about this.
I mean, just let the due process do its thing.
I'm trying to find the actual indictment.
I have it right here. I literally have it pulled up. Just type in Flint Davis angler. It's the very first article.
No, I'm talking the actual court document.
Oh, you'd have to go to the court that was in. Let me see.
Coleman.
It was in Coleman County, so you'd have to go to Coleman County, Georgia, and find it. It may not be up yet. Not every county is quick.
67 miles an hour.
Yeah, it says right here.
So this is me spitballing here. I'm trying to remember the details. I think there was some fog involved, maybe too. That's why I want to read the indictment. I totally understand the victims in that tragedy having a wrongful death suit, and going after insurance and all, obviously, because you lost the crazy accident.
It says it was approximately 7 a.m. just south of Hazard Buoy at Miller's Flats on Smith Lake. According to the indictment, Flint Davis collided with a second vessel, Holcomb County. It says facts common to all counts state that Davis vessel was traveling west-northwest along the left side of the channel, navigating between the Hazard Buoy and the shore while, quote-unquote, cutting a point. Davis vessel was traveling at an approximate speed of 67 miles per hour at the time of impact. The bow of Davis vessel collided with the front starboard side of the Holcomb vessel. The force of the impact caused the Davis vessel to override Holcomb vessel. So he went right over the top of it, according to all the accounts. So
Chris Curtis, go ahead and comment if you want.
Yeah,
to comment.
you can type whatever you want to say, bud. Just type it in there, and we'll
this is from a legal perspective. What makes me curious is like the 3 counts of manslaughter and what are the elements in the reckless, because like that's a lot of facts you have to establish, because everyone with a bass boat goes 67 miles an hour on the lake and they cut points and stuff. So
yeah, I mean, but that's just the charges, right? And
it doesn't necessarily mean
he'll
be found guilty,
but you know, it's crazy. He's got $115,000 bond, and yet if you get out of jail the 5th time and you go kill somebody, you get out on $5,000 bond. Like,
yeah, and I think you're spot on. I think they are going to make an example out of this, Pete.
I mean, they're going to get him with some stuff, and everything's going to caveat is he never took a boater safety course. He was cutting a point is technically outside of what they consider the navigable portion of a waterway. Like, there's a lot of things there, and we all do it. I do it too. Like, but it's not the right thing.
But is it required? That's the thing.
If you take a boater safety course, it says you're not supposed to cut points around hazard buoys and things like that. You're supposed to stay in the main channel, and you're not supposed to cut across flats at full speed while underway. Anchored boats always have the right of way, so if you crash into an anchor, it's kind of like if you rear end a car, you're always going to be at fault, no matter unless you have video and they like slam on their brakes at 70 miles an hour. But the person who rear ends the vehicle in front of them is almost always at fault because you're expected to be in control of your vehicle. I don't know. It's just a sad situation. You're right. The indictment doesn't mean a jury will decide guilt. You're right, Mike. He said should not be going fast on any lake. That's his. That's why I think go back to the old days of 150 horsepower motors, and you keep dudes at 50 miles an hour. And if you fish a giant body of water where you can make a 200-mile run, then let dudes launch at a launch that's closer to the area they want to fish, and then
Chris,
trailer back to a weigh-in. You know,
Chris, I understand that sentiment, but like at the same time, my grandma thought no one should go above 45 on the interstate.
Yeah,
right. There's no rules whether or not. I mean, you can go 300 miles an hour down the lake if you got to. Probably not that fast, but you know, you can put a 300R, 400R. I mean, you got some of these speed, like
maybe states implement speed limits on lakes. Anything's possible.
Well,
I hope not.
I hope. Well, yeah.
I hope not. I mean, my opinion is I don't believe government oversight is absolutely needed in this case. I think it's organizational oversight, because you know, and Jeff, I agree with you. Jet skis sure don't follow any rules.
Did you know jet skiers don't have to take any type of safety course because it's not considered, it's under 16 foot.
It's a personal watercraft.
Yep.
But
stupid.
At the end of the day, but here's what people need to also understand too. Like, accidents happen, right? They happen every single day, every minute of the day, and it is what it is. Jeff, yes, you're right. Heiko has a speed limit.
My little lake has a speed limit. But
a lot of city lakes and some some other lakes and stuff, they have speed limits. Some you can only go counterclockwise at 40 miles an hour. Lake Wheeler's like that, right? But at the end of the day, like it's more on the individual making sure that they're fit to operate that piece of machinery responsibly, right? And so, we just happen to have a slew of like incidents happen over the last couple of years, but they've been happening, right? Now, I do agree that bass boats blasting off 130 or 225 of them at a time, or high school Bassmaster championships or whatever with 400 boats in them. Like it's unreasonable to think that there won't be an incident. I don't even know who thinks about the risk assessment on that stuff from the organization standpoint. Because if there was 400 jet skis going down the road, going down the water, I guarantee you, bass boats would have a problem with it. And that's the other thing too. This is just my little soapbox. Like, bass anglers think like we own the water. Like, we think we're the only ones on the water. Well, I'm here to tell you, like, there are more people than bass fisher. There's more recreational people than there are bass tournament anglers. There just are, right? Yep. And those people live on those lakes. And so, like, you're a guest on that lake, so you need to be responsible and stuff. So, Yeah, blast off is the most dangerous time, and that's why like having 800 fish finders on your boat and you're staring at your graphs all the time. It's even dangerous when you're out there live scoping and you're on full blast on the trolling motor. Like, can't tell you how many times I've seen people almost troll right into a boat running down the middle of the lake. Granted, they do have the right of way technically, but it is an unfortunate incident, man. But I guess you got to let the courts deal with it. So
it's going to be okay.
There's also something to be said, like people died, and actions have consequences.
Sure.
Like, the guy who hit me in my bad wreck, obviously I didn't die, but I was close, a few inches the other way, probably would have. But like all he got was like crossing over the line, which, right, nothing. If you go out and get a DUI and you just get pulled over and there's no property or personal damage, like you get a fine, a little misdemeanor and all, but if you do the same thing and kill somebody, you will get manslaughter. So that's the other thing is, I guess, I mean, when I'm trying to think, sometimes the results of actions, right, have just as much an impact of what's going to happen to you in the future than just
and that's why the liability lands on the individual and the organization. And I think depending on the outcome of this, you may see organizational change. And I'm with you. Like, I don't want the government to implement speed limits and things, but I'm not against Bass saying 150 or 175 horsepower motor is more than enough.
That's why I'm saying I think it's the organization's responsibility.
Yeah. And I'm with you 100%. But another incident like this, and organizations don't make change, that's when you start seeing the state government step in and make change to protect their people. So the right thing to do would be for the organizations to be proactive and say, this has never happened before. Now it's happened. It's very easily repeatable. It could happen tomorrow. It could happen tomorrow when we're on Gaston. We could see somebody do it, right? Like, it could happen. And so the organizations step up and make a change.
Yeah. I was going to say the last thing I'll say on this topic is there are some serious ramifications from a financial aspect to the organization too. And that could be that the host community never invites big national level tours back to their lake again. Right. Yeah. They might take a hit from a financial perspective, but probably not that much. But the organization would never be able to fish said lake again, right? Or whatever. So it is on the professional angler to act responsibly because their performance is a direct reflection of the badge that they wear on their jersey, right? And so those people don't give a crap when they see Major League Fishing, they see MPFL, they see Bass or whoever fishers them. It doesn't matter. If you act a fool out there, they're not going to invite you back, man. And that's a huge deal. That's all I got.
Nope, you're absolutely right. Yeah, so hate to bring it down there, but that's something to talk about. And while we're in the dumps, we'll keep it there for a minute. If you didn't see, and I did see, and I wanted to talk about this, I was going to save it for a rant at the end, but Pete Doves put it up there, so we'll go with it. College, there was an angler fishing a BASS kayak event in Texas during practice. I believe the weather turned. And a young college angler, heck of an angler from what I've read and seen, was unfortunately killed, lost his life. They found his kayak without him in it and found him a few days later. So they haven't released that he wasn't wearing a PFD, but I'm going to go ahead out on a limb and say he probably was not wearing a PFD, as is typically the case when you see these things. So just a reminder, whether you're on a boat or a kayak, wear your dang life jacket, especially when you're under motion. I know I take mine off a lot of times to fish, but on real rough days, I will leave it on even when I'm up front fishing, just because it's not hard to get thrown off the front of a dang bass boat. So we get these solemn reminders every year of how important it is to wear them.
Yeah. Let me lighten the mood though. You're on the kayak topic. Our good buddy, go back, listen to him. He was on the show. Abby Abadanza. Won the Kayak Bassmaster Angler of the Year
by 20 inches.
Yeah, so
tiebreaker.
Yep. So congratulations, Abby Abadanza, on your AOI victory. We all know Angler of the Year, no matter where you're fishing, is the hardest title to achieve. And also congratulations to Patrick Walters. I don't know if we said that last time, but he won the NPFL Angler of the Year for 2025. So, yeah.
Yeah,
What
I'm
else?
not sure, Chris. That's what we're waiting to hear, if he had a life jacket on or not.
So right now you got the EQs going on in the opens.
Oh, Laker Howell's leading that one.
Yep, that's day 2.
Where are they at, guys? Where are they at?
Some lake.
Wheeler Lake, Alabama.
Well, you said his name earlier. You said Slick Johnson. I was like, they're in Slick's backyard, dude.
Slick's backyard. Yeah.
So it looks like
a couple dudes have it figured out. Otherwise, it's pretty poopy if you look at the weights.
Yeah.
But there's a couple dudes that had it figured out. Looks like Laker, Matt Adams, been pretty consistent in the 20s, and then it falls off pretty quick from there. There's an 11-pound bag in the top 10, so if that tells you anything. Yeah, a little bit rough down there. Our good friend Mike Corbishley fishing him. He had a rough day. He only had 3 fish. Fell down to 63rd. But he's not out of being where he needs to be. He needs to be in the 30s. So he's only about 7 pounds out of where he needs to be. So if he goes out and cracks a bag tomorrow, he can recover. It's not the end of the world where he's at. So good luck, Mike, tomorrow.
He's not fishing tomorrow.
Whack a few. Oh, that's right. It's only 3 days, huh?
Well, he might be. He might run over to.
He might be fishing the league. Yeah. That's right. I forgot they do the 2 days, and then the third is the third's the championship Saturday. So
So who do you guys think? So Mike Johns commented Adams and Howell have an 8-pound lead. I mean, they could go out tomorrow and have a 3-fish day, and then people down in the bottom jump up. But it seems like they have something figured out. Will this be Laker Howell? Because Laker Howell had a terrible first EQ tournament. If you go back and look at the standings, I think he was down I think he was almost dead last. So he really needs this victory. Do you think he can stay in the hunt for the Elite Series with having almost a dead last finish though?
So this is what will be it's going to be hard to tell. Everyone thinks you need to be between 20 to 30th average 20 to 30th to make the top 10. The thing is, we won't really know until after all 3 events, and actually after a couple seasons of doing this, what you averagely need, because there could be a lot of movement. Theoretically, if everyone just reversed their places.
Yeah.
From the
Laker,
first event, that could mess up where you need to finish at. So he can still have a chance if he was
41st. He's in 41st right now with 107 points. Bottom, the last guy in right now has 149. So if he wins this tournament
and top 10's the next one,
he could very well slip into there. If one of those guys slip out, but
and that's the other thing. We know, if you look at the Elite Series or BPT or MPFL, and you look at the amount of movement guys make after 3 events, and how they jump around on the AOI standings, it's the same thing. So you obviously don't have time to ground to make up if you're way down there after 2 bad events, but it's also the guys who are fishing very consistent, they're not getting more opportunities either. So
you're by no means out of it where he's at. He's got a hill to climb in the next one. He'd have to finish. Somebody'd have to stumble pretty bad. Corbishley's in 46 with 101, so he's another. I mean, if he goes out and wins the next one, and remember, there is still the. Well, no, they don't get points. So it doesn't do anything. Never mind. It doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, and if he wins, he's in the Classic, I think, too. So
yep,
that's the other benefit.
Yeah, so he could get a Classic berth from this one. So how cool would it be if he was fishing? He makes it, and next year he's fishing with his old man on the Elite Series. That'd be pretty cool. So,
that would be cool.
So, we got about 15 minutes left here. Do you guys want me to do a quick overview of the MPFL, then we can go over the schedule.
Yeah, go ahead. I got a delivery getting made. I got to go meet real quick.
Go get your food.
So go ahead.
That's
exactly what it
is. Yeah, I know what it is. He's got Chick-fil-A. So right now, so if anybody follows the MPFL, right now is the championship. So the top 40 anglers from last year qualified for their championship. And this year it's on Lake Hartwell. Day one just wrapped up today, and it looks like Jason Burrows is in the lead with 17 pounds, 12 ounces. Jason Burrows, an absolute hammer. Pete and I fished against him and his partner in the Fishers and Men National Championship on Lake Murray, which he won this year. So he got himself a free boat and stuff. I'm sure he sold it. But he's an absolute hammer. He dominates. And also to note, this is a forward-facing sonar. Forward-facing sonar is allowed in this event because it was under the 2024 rules. So Jason Burrows is in the lead, but our good buddy Brandon Perkins is in second with 16-14, and then our good buddy Zach Burge sitting in third. If you haven't listened to some of the D team episodes that we have on our recorded episodes, go check that out. Will Harkins, he's also been on the show. He's sitting in fourth right now. Actually, it's a three-way tie between Will Harkins, Drew Cook, and Jason Menninger. And then, it slowly goes down. So there's a bunch of teener bags. It's anybody's game. It's a 3-day tournament. So, and then our good buddy Josh Hooks, he had a pretty rough day. Looks like he only had 9 pounds, but across the board, man, like it's cool to see, the top 40. They actually only have like 30. I think it's like 36 or 37 guys fishing.
39.
Is it 39?
Yep.
Yeah, 39 guys fishing. Our good buddy Mike Corbishley might make it over there.
Well, that Mike would be the 40th. So they only lost one.
Yeah.
Right now. And if Mike makes it over, because he didn't qualify for Championship Sunday, all 40 will actually fish it. Which we were debating if that would really happen or not. Because some of those guys left to go to the Opens and other events. So
so check them out. Check out they got good live coverage and stuff like that. And they also did their I can't remember what it's called, but the MPFL hosted their anglers, and they made it really special for Chad Poteet. Who used to fish in the MPFL. He was diagnosed with ALS, and he was at their event, and it was really cool how the MPFL like really creates a great culture and looks out for those anglers. So so Jason Burrows, man, he beat you and I, Pete. So can he pull off the MPFL championship? I don't know. We'll see. He's got a good shot. So do you guys want to quick run down the 2026 schedule?
Just go through the list, because we'll do a full episode later, and then
so
we just give our general opinions on it.
I'll buzz through this list real quick. So stop one, they're going to Florida in March, but they don't know where, and they don't know the date. So we'll see what that one looks like. I'm gonna say St. Johns River. What do you guys think?
Well, I think I saw somewhere, maybe it was in the article, it said Central Florida. So that basically leaves Kissimmee chain, or the Toho chain, whatever, Kissimmee chains or Toho, St. John's, or the Harris chain. I mean, I guess maybe they could do Orange, maybe do something crazy and let the guys fish like the Winter Haven chain or something. But I think I saw Central Florida, so that's probably one of those places.
Okay. Well, Pete, you have any idea where you think it'll be?
Pete's not. He's whatever.
I was muted. I'm sorry. Florida, and when are they going? March?
Yeah.
I'm going to be in Florida in March for a wedding.
Oh, nice.
Maybe it'll be when I'm down there. I can just check it out. I think they're going to go.
Your wedding's not during the Classic, is it?
When's the Classic?
I think it's like the 17th through 19th or something.
No.
Well, I doubt
they're getting married on a Friday, so I guess I'm going to go fish Florida for a week
Well, if the Classic is on those dates, then the MPFL tournament is not on those dates.
Oh, sorry. The Classic's the 13th through the 15th.
Okay.
I think they're gonna go somewhere different, man. I really do. Like,
Do you think so?
Yeah, I think they're gonna try to be a little bit different. They're not gonna do St. John's.
You think they'll do like Headwaters?
No, I don't think there's not
because again, I swear I saw they said Central Florida, and that's probably more.
I don't know where Headwaters is at.
What if they went like
Palm Bay,
like Lake Talquin or somewhere up in that system, where nobody really ever goes, up around Tallahassee, kind of north central Florida. I don't know. I'd like to see him go somewhere a little different, but it'll probably be St. John's River.
Well, they canceled it last year because a hurricane came through, or this year.
I know the town down there said we look forward to having you back at a later date. So
yeah. Because that's probably where it's going to be, because they were putting in south of Lake George, I think.
Oh yeah,
they were putting down. They were putting way down somewhere.
Yeah, they were close to Lake Dexter, actually.
Yeah.
So
I think that's probably where it'll end up being.
Okay.
Yeah, Pete Dubs. Yeah, I'm setting a booth up with the Classic is the plan, so we'll be there.
Stop number two. They're repeat offenders. They've been to this place before, but they're going back to Wright Patman, which is in Texas, Texarkana. That'll be April 23rd to the 25th. Stop. Do you guys got anything before I keep going?
No,
Nope,
just list them off.
Stop 3 is going to be Lay Lake in Clanton, Alabama. I think that is. And that's in May. The elites have been there before. I think Will Davis Jr. won on that lake. I think that's his home lake. Canterbury's pretty good on it too. Stop number 4 is Logan Martin. So they're going back to Logan Martin. So this will be the 3rd time. That's going to be in June. That one's going to be, that's going to be hot, son. Stop 5, they're going back up north to the St. Lawrence River. Remember, no forward-facing sonar. That'll be pretty cool. Stop 6 is a new place, and place I know nothing about, and it's called Lake George, which is also in New York. And then their championship is to be determined. Man, they got a lot of traveling around this year, though. That's one thing I did notice about their schedule, and I know we're going to talk about it in a recorded episode, but holy crap, dude. From Florida to Texas to Alabama to New York twice, and they don't know where their championship's at. That's a lot of driving. Thank goodness they only have 6 regular season events.
Want to be a pro angler, you better be ready to travel.
I hear that. Need a what is it? A BP or a Kangaroo or Speedway sponsorship or something like that. A Sheets, dude. I want a Sheets sponsorship. Let me get up on that. Huh?
Like back in the good old days.
Yeah.
When they
Let me
had
get up
that.
on that Sheets. Yep.
Yeah, we'll talk about it more, but I mean, I don't dislike it. No, I hope you're right though. I hope you're right on the Florida thing. I think it is going to be on the St. John's just because, but it would be cool to see, them go somewhere just completely different.
Yeah,
and really,
it's just hard. There's so many bodies of water down there and little stuff. It's like, how many is going to support 130, 120 boats?
Yeah. I mean, the BPT has it made with, with the number of anglers that they're going to have next year, 50. Yeah. They can pretty much go anywhere. That's pretty cool. And that's, I think Birds likes that, they can go to a lot smaller bodies of water and stuff like that. But yeah, when it comes to 100+ anglers, man, that's
only, yeah.
I mean, heck, the parking lot at Blythe Landing at Lake Norman this year could barely fit their entire roster. I mean, legitimately, there was no parking left. And that's a pretty big landing. So they want to add, they want to have the same amount, if not more. And some of these places just can't have it. I would like to see them bring a championship here in North Carolina, though. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess the one big, well, I told you guys I thought it was kind of mid, kind of like the Taylor Swift new album, kind of just mid. My big problem with it is you go Lay Lake and then Logan Martin. I got a problem for two reasons. They're an hour apart. They're both Coosa River fisheries.
Mhm.
So you got two Coosa River lake systems. It's not a lot of diversity out of this, that's a 30-year schedule. Two, I understand it completely a lot more when the tournament's on back-to-back weekends. No problem with it then, but to go an hour apart, a month apart, doesn't really make a lot of sense sometimes to me. And then that's the same thing with New York. Like they are two places in New York, but it's a month apart or 2 months apart, actually, I think. Lake George would be cool. That is above Lake Champlain.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I think it's there at Ticonderoga. I think
it's massive. I think it's like 28,000 acres or something like that.
So that
I wouldn't say massive, but yeah,
that would be. I don't know anything really about it. There was someone we were talking to. Well, no, was it
JJ?
The Cash-In.
Yeah, JJ.
Yeah, JJ. They have their event on, or maybe they had to get it switched to Lake George because Lake George came up in our podcast with them.
Yeah. Yeah. If you guys are interested in hearing about the Cash and Rods tour up in New York, go back to our recorded episodes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, whatever you listen to it on. Or you can go, is it on YouTube, Ben?
I don't know if that one's on YouTube or not.
But go back and check that episode out with JJ. They run a really cool, pretty good payout tour up in New York and stuff. So, sponsored by Cash and Rods. Pete,
I was going to ask, what do you guys think the championship will be at?
No idea.
I hope it's in North Carolina. And Pete Dubs asked, he said, what lake in North Carolina would you like to see the championship at?
It's only 40 people.
It's only 40 people. So, man, for big fish, like I would like to see them go to like Falls, right?
Falls or Jordan,
but it has to be during a certain time of year. It can't just be. It'd be like a March, like a March time frame, April time frame, or something like that. But I'd like to see the championship on a place like places that we like to fish a lot, like Gaston and the Roanoke River and stuff like that, But they could also go out west. I'd actually like to see our western fisheries captured a little bit. So like a place like Lake James, I think would be
awesome.
I think it would be really cool to see Lake James get some attention. Especially after, they had, Hurricane Helene just wiped out a lot of that stuff up there. I don't think James was impacted terribly, but
it wasn't as much, but James is only like an hour from Asheville, 45.
But yeah,
minutes.
I'd like to see them come here just for a place like James, just for the,
what? That would not be that's not a bad place either in the fall, if they still want to keep a fall event, because you got those small/hybrid small spotted bass in there and largemouth. So
yeah,
you got lots of action.
I don't know, where would you guys like to see championship come or go to rather?
California Delta.
Oh, California Delta. Yeah.
I mean, it was cool when they went to Amistad. I know they complain about the distance, but some people liked it too.
Yeah.
I can see Falcon, or I'd love to see one of those places out west.
Falcon, that place hasn't been touched very much. What about you, Pete? Where would you like to see it go?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we got
Roanoke River.
I'd like to see him go to I think it'd be cool to do like Sharon Harris.
You know what?
Yeah.
40 dudes out there in June with no forward facing sonar.
No, 40 dudes out there in September or
oh
October.
Gosh,
so bad.
Forward facing, yes. Yes.
I think it'd be cool to see him go to like the James River or Potomac or something like that.
Yeah.
You know? Or even go up into
Smith Mountain wouldn't be bad either.
Smith Mountain, just so something a little bit different. There's some tournaments that go there, but it's not like super popular, and the top tier is not going there. So get some elite guys and NPFL's pros and get there and do it. I think that'd be pretty cool. North Carolina, I'd like to see him. I'm with you, Trey. I'd like to see him come to Jordan in like February, March.
Yeah, or a place or a place that's close to like the Albemarle Sound is the Pamlico Sound, right? So like going to like that area.
Yeah, but it sucks.
Does it?
Yeah, it's not nearly as good.
Well, still
like the Trent River and all that. It's like 8-9 pounds to win most of the local tournaments in those places.
I mean, you could do the same thing with like down by Wilmington. You could have all those rivers, the Cape Fear, Northeast Cape Fear.
Yeah, they're not as good, but it would be cool. It's because it's somewhere different. Like
I'd love to see the Louisiana Delta too.
That'd be good.
That'd be a good one.
The only problem there, and I think this is what Bassmaster ran into in some of those, is that Louisiana's got weird laws that a lot of that water
is owned.
You get there is private.
Yeah, and you might get your ass shot off.
Yeah, you get shot down there for sure. So show.
I don't know, man. I think the NPFL had, their championship is like the BBT. They can go anywhere, and I'm sure they're making coordinations for the future years. This year's probably already set in stone. Curious to see where it'll be, but I'm curious to see who's going to win their championship this time around. Hopefully Zach wins it, man. He's sitting in a good spot right now. He's got 2 more days to grind it out.
But you know what? They need to do Louisiana Delta. They need to have the weigh-in at the Superdome in New Orleans, and then everyone can go out on what's that street there? I've never been to New Orleans, but
Bourbon Street.
Bourbon Street.
Bourbon Street. Yeah, that'd be a terrible next day for those guys. So private property, lock them up. All right, gents, I'm gonna jump off here and
it's about to be an early morning.
Yeah, we're about to go crush. So appreciate everybody joining us tonight. Thanks for the engagement. Head on over to our recorded episodes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that stuff. Leave us a review. Get ready for a pre-Christmas giveaway with a Bubba scale and some other items. Make sure you like us and do all that crazy stuff we always talk about. Use all those codes that we give you. Really helps those companies out that support the show and help us to continue growing a culture of anglers, helping anglers one cast at a time.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Oh, God, it's a toad, son. It's a toad, dude.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day.